Question: who's in the mood to talk to one of the nicest, or listen to, I should say, one of the nicest people ever that happens to know a lot about money? Hey, Deb, be
Hi.
right back. Hey, Deb, how you doing?
Hi. That's such a nice intro. I'm like, oh, you're so sweet.
Oh, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Hi, this is Jan from New York City. My channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. I'd like to also think that I help save time, effort, energy, and even once in a great while, sanity. If you are brand new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are veteran here, sincere and humble, thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you're just dropping by to say hello, hello, hope you stick around one day. Debbie is a money coach. Debbie,
Mhm.
just briefly, can you describe exactly what a money coach is for the first time viewer to this channel?
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. So a money coach is someone that we all offer like different programs. Like my program is a 12-week program and I meet with my clients once a week. I help them with whatever financial problems they're having now or stress that they're having now. Most people like I help them create a budget and get their mindset right. And I help them dream. Like we talk about all the goals that they want to set. And so the whole point is in the 12 weeks, I want to take you to where you're frustrated or stressed or don't have a plan about your money to a place where you're starting to conquer all of your money goals. And it's such a blessing because I get to help people. It's a business that I'm doing now and I get to help people and I get to see like the transformations. And honestly, like I've cried at the end of the 12 weeks. I'm like,
Oh,
I don't
that's
like I tell them like we stay
absolutely.
in touch, like like I'll check
Oh,
up on you once in a while. And it's a
you
nice
know, you
it's a
really
bond.
make a difference. You make a
Yeah.
difference, and I'm so proud actually to have a person of your caliber right here on this show.
You're so
Debbie
sweet.
and everyone, we're going to do a deep dive right away. Question number one: is there
Yeah.
any tip that you can give to help someone actually avoid getting into credit card debt?
Credit card debt, I believe in order to avoid it, you need to be educated about what credit cards are actually doing. Like for me, when I first started getting a credit card, I was in college. And in college, they were offering like applications like crazy. As soon as you walked into the cafeteria, there was a whole bunch of applications. And I didn't even know what a credit card was because my family never had one. And so I'm a daughter of immigrants. And so they never had a credit card. They never explained to me what a credit card was. So I saw an application, I filled it out, and next thing you know, like I'm going with my friends to the mall. Like they told me, like, oh, you buy $100 worth of stuff and you pay $5 a month or $10 a month, and I'm like, that's so cool. Like that sounds amazing. Why doesn't everybody know about this? And so that's how it starts. Like they get you when you're naive and young and don't have like the financial savvy. And it goes from there. It goes from there. I believe that the best thing that we could do is educate, especially like in high school. I have two high schoolers. They don't know anything. I'm like they know because of me, but they're not educated at all about a budget. They don't know about what a savings account is, a checking account is, if it's not because they see what I do and I talk to them about money. So in order to avoid credit card debt, I really believe like if knowledge is power. And if you have a young one or someone that doesn't have a credit card yet, explain to them like the pitfalls of credit cards, which there's so many pitfalls to credit cards. But I mean, but once you're in credit card debt, some people believe, and I've heard this so many times, that debt is just a fact of life. We're all going to be in debt. And that's not the case. Like, that's not the
Oh my
case.
goodness.
My life changed when I finally made that last payment to my credit cards. And that was it. I never looked back. Yeah.
Debbie, as a former educator in an elementary school, I cannot tell you how much I concur with you about education and the financials. Of course, in an age appropriate manner,
Yeah.
but it has to come out there. We hear so many other things in school. Let's hear about money empowerment. But
Yes, very much so.
that's a great point you're making
Thank you.
there, hitting upon younger people that are vulnerable or maybe haven't
Hmm.
heard of and all this and all that.
Hmm.
Next question,
Yeah.
without getting very specific, What
Mhm.
seems to be a pretty common money mistake that many of us make?
I I love my clients so much. I invest so much into them, like emotionally. Like I really I'm their cheerleader the whole way. A common thread so far in my clients, no matter where they are financially or where they come to me financially, which are all in different aspects of life, is hesitation to get started. Like that seems to be like a common thread throughout. I have had clients come to me and they have a lot of money in savings and they don't know what to do with it and they've never budgeted before. I have people come to me where they are in credit card debt and they're living paycheck to paycheck and they've never budgeted before. Like not having a plan to start off with seems to be the common thread throughout. And people, when I ask them, like, because I'm curious, like I want to know like how to help them, so I need to know where they are. And so when I ask them, like, why, like, is there a reason why you haven't gotten started? It's pretty much the same thing. Like they think that budgets are restrictive. They hear budgets being thrown around, like zero based budget, like assign every dollar, every dollar a task. And when you hear things like that and you've never tried it yourself, some people think that they associate money with budgeting, restricting, or like hesitation or anxiety in getting started because they know it's something that's mundane, is how they see it. It's something mundane. Why do it now when I can put it off and put it off? And meanwhile, the credit card debt is increasing. They don't know where their money's going. So a plan, like they all seem to like not have a plan when they start. And some of them are so much better off than they ever thought they could be, but they've never actually taken the time to
To
look
realize
at
it.
yeah.
Yes. I recently did a video. In fact, I mean, on this date, we're pre-recording this, of course. This is airing on a different date. But on this date, I actually uploaded a video regarding facing, a budget and everything.
Mhm.
And one of the
I saw
biggest
it.
mistakes, I think people, oh, thank you.
Yeah,
I
it
think
was really
that
good.
people are, oh, thank you, are afraid to look at their numbers. And, I look at it this way, you may be happily surprised,
Which
but
some
even
of
if
them
you're
are.
not, right?
Yes.
Or if you're not loving it, it's a great opportunity to fix it.
Yes.
So I rather know that I could fix the mistake than
Mhm.
keep living the mistake and it's just going to get worse and worse. It's like keeping
Absolutely.
your head in the sand, which is
Yes.
never good. No,
Yes.
that's a great point, Debbie. I
Yeah.
appreciate that answer.
Yeah.
So what now prices are going up in general. We're just talking in general in life.
Hmm.
This could be applied anytime 10 years from now, somebody's viewing this. What can a person do? How do they cope in case prices are rising, like with the cost of living? Just using that as an example, for example. What
That's
can a
when a
person do?
oh my gosh, so many things. Okay, so that's when a budget comes in handy. And I know like when you hear the word budget, like some people again, they associate it with something negative and so they kind of tune out. But by having a plan and knowing exactly like what you're spending on each category, and it doesn't have to be rigid. Like when I work with my budgets with my clients, it's not rigid. They actually get excited because it's flexible, right? Because with life there's give and take. Like some prices are going up and some prices are not going up. So life has a give and take. And so by having categories assigned where you know more or less what you're spending in each category and still giving yourself a little bit of wiggle room when as long as you can, that's how you can plan ahead. Like when, let's say for example, your electricity bill starts going up more and more, which is typical now. I'm seeing that with my clients. They're calling me up and saying like, I need to readjust my budget, can you help me? And so like let's say your electricity bill goes up by $30 a month. Now what can you take from another category or shop in a smarter way in order to get another category to go down $30? By having a plan, that's how you can adjust the cost to prices increasing, and that way you don't have to panic and then again whip out that credit card and then get further and further into debt.
It's funny you said it that way. I prefer and have always actually in the last few years used the term in my personal situation. I call it my spending plan.
Yeah.
My spending plan. But for abbreviated, reasons, I refer the word budget.
Mm-hmm.
Budget sounds like budge, like you can't budge.
Yes. Yes.
The word
I'm
itself,
telling.
like diet, has
Yes.
DIE in it. So like,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
budge.
When my clients see the budget that we come up with together, they're just like It's that easy? I'm like, yes, it's that easy. And then they're like, then the following month, I, like, cause we talk about it every week when I meet with them, and we look at their expenses to see how they're doing. What do you want to increase and decrease on so that you can continue saving? And when they see that with having a plan, it's not restrictive at all, and it's fun, and they budget for fun, they're so excited. I have clients that budget for fun for massages once a month. That's what they do. Like with the extra money, since their goals are pretty much set, they take that little bit of money and they get a massage once a month. Like, does that sound like someone that's being restricted? Like, no.
You know what else is fun?
Mm-hmm.
You're right, Debbie. When you do your spending plan, and you come out, you find that if you look at the numbers and you notice, wow, I'm $80 ahead. Mm-hmm. Those are glorious moments.
They are.
So why deprive yourself of that? That took time. That took a little effort. Not a lot of effort. A little effort.
Yes.
Put on some nice music. Go somewhere where you're not distracted. Be nice to yourself. Pat yourself on the back for trying. But get started. Is it going to be perfect? No.
It's not going to be perfect. No, but by having someone that knows, like that's one of the things that a common thing that my clients say to me. They're like, like, I never thought that it could be fun. Like, I never thought that it could be this easy, but that's why you seek help. And it's not just like with me as money coaching. Like, Jan, you have wonderful content on your channel. Like,
thank you so much.
I mean it. And there's so many channels out there that for free.
Yeah.
If you can't afford to get someone to help you, there's so many things that you could do for free as well, but it's about getting started, and it takes courage. The day that I started budgeting, it took a lot of courage for me to look at my numbers, because I was in debt, many years ago. I was in debt. And I know that comes with fear, anxiety. I used to think that money was a negative thing. And now my life is completely different because of my budget, because I don't call it budgeting too with my clients. I call it managing your money, because it sounds more positive, especially when you've never done it before. But everything changed. And now every paycheck that I have is funding my future, my husband's future, and my kids' education. Like,
that is so exciting. That is so exciting.
Yeah.
Debbie, I do have a question.
Yeah.
But before I get to this question, am I correct to understand that if a person wants a consultation, you offer still a free 30-minute?
Absolutely.
You still offer that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I think that's commendable, Debbie, for someone of your caliber giving 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And for anyone who needs those 30 minutes, they're free.
Yeah.
I like free. Check out free.
Absolutely. And it gets the conversation going. It really gets the conversation going, especially when you've never really tried it before. You've never tried to start managing your money before. And it helps you really get inspired to continue. And I'm not saying me, I'm just saying just having a conversation with someone that can guide you, because we all complain to our friends about the situation that we're in. If you're having a stressful day, you call up your girlfriend. But if you're calling someone that also is in debt and doesn't know how to manage their money, then what are you getting? You know what I mean? That's why it's so important to talk to someone that can give you the proper guidance, or at least.
And I know Debbie long enough and well enough, and excuse me, intrusion of this. I'm sorry, Deb.
No.
I know Debbie long enough and well enough to say that Debbie is more concerned about the person getting help than, oh, please call me. No, it's not about, it's never about that with Debbie.
No,
that's what makes you separate, special from the rest. I really mean it from the bottom of my heart.
You're so sweet, and I appreciate that, because I know what it's like, and I accept that. Thank you, because I know what it's like to be in that situation.
Yes.
I was in a toxic relationship. I had an immense amount of debt, and I had my head in the sand for the longest time. And then when the moment came when I said, you know what, the relationship wasn't working for me, and that was a big decision in my life. And then it was tackling this debt, and it wasn't overnight. It wasn't overnight at all. But it all starts with small decisions. And that's what I tell my clients all the time. It's it's not something you're never going to watch a video that tells you 5 tips to save your life and change everything with your money. And then boom, you're done. No, it takes hard work. Just like with everything in life that we do, that is a hard decision, but has worked out for us in the future, whether it's leaving a job you're not happy with, changing careers, changing relationships, getting out of a bad one. Like there's so many decisions that we make and it took us time to get there. Like we can't just snap our fingers and have someone just solve your problems for you. Like when it comes to money, it really starts with mindset, and then it's what's the next step and what's the next step. And the next thing you know, you're from where you couldn't stand being, thinking about money to you're succeeding and you're happy and excited with every paycheck.
Trying is succeeding, and there's no shame and there's absolutely no judgment. With you, with myself, I live a judgment-free zone because anybody can get into debt.
Yes.
So,
absolutely.
okay, so we start off with the person's in debt, but now we're working with, well, guess what? The person's going to get out of debt and get their life back.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Debbie, one quick question before we wrap this up.
Yeah,
Debbie, do you think that it is still possible to save money despite any of the, crazy challenges of life that can be thrown at us at any time?
Absolutely. Absolutely it is. And it doesn't have to feel like it's a sacrifice in order to save money. Again, it all starts with looking at where your money's going. That's the first step in everything. Because when you start looking at where your money's going and you actually start just looking at what, for example, 1 month of expenses, that's what I always encourage my clients and I help them with. It's 1 month of expenses. You will see like your mind and your money are, and just like you're like when, like, for example, if you have a bad day, sometimes you want to make yourself a cookie, you want to eat a cookie, or, like you're running around, you want that cup of coffee. Like there's so many things that our mind associates, you know what I mean? Like through emotionally. So when you look at where your money is going, you'll start seeing things that you never really thought, like, oh my gosh, like I'm not getting I'm not talking about just cups of coffee, but just as the example, I'm not getting just 1 cup of coffee a week like I thought I was. No, it's $5 here and $5 there and $5 here, $20 on something else. I don't remember what I spent on that $20. Well, right there, that's how much money could you have saved? Like just by looking at it, you can really start making just small decisions that won't impact you. You won't even feel it, but the savings start adding up. It's really fascinating when people start seeing just 1 month is all it takes to just see it and track it. And you're like, oh my gosh, like I never even knew. Like I've had people save hundreds of dollars because they haven't even looked at their numbers. They don't know where it went.
Right. You can't change anything unless you acknowledge what it is.
Yes.
So, okay, for
but
the first hurdle.
Small steps,
yeah,
small amounts steps. Add up.
I'm with you all the way on that. I always believe in tiny steps, but consistently.
Habits.
Even if it's right.
Habits can change everything.
It's like a person that wants to cut out sugar. Oh, I'm going to cut out sugar the rest of my life. Well, why don't we start with one day?
Yes. Yes.
So this day, that person's cutting out sugar. Then maybe tomorrow they'll cut out sugar again. But if that person does that 7 days in a row, there goes a whole week.
Yeah.
So the same with money. Debbie, I don't know how to thank you for your time and your all your great suggestions. Thank you. I would be so happy to hook up your information. And please, anyone interested, don't be shy, no judgment, totally for free, 30 minutes. Head on over there. That's the best thing you could do for yourself.
Thank you. And Jan was so kind to leave, right? You're going to leave my calendar link below so they can schedule a call. Yeah. Thank you. You're so sweet. And I appreciate your kindness. And it's always a pleasure being on your show. Always.
Always. My gosh, I love having you on. It's fun. It's absolutely fun. Thank you, everyone, for viewing. I really do appreciate everybody's time. I'm going to try to close the show. Let's hope it works out this time. Then when it finishes, I'll come back with a wave for Debbie. Be right back. Take care, everybody. Thank you, Debbie.
Oh, thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.